Today, I want to talk about different guitar strings and string gauges more. You don't want me doing that.
On your resume, you didn't mention that you impregnate women with your sexy music.
Now, what I've been using lately is these classic Ernie Ball rock and roll. They're nickel, and I got turned on to these by Todd Zilla over at Tone Central Station. And he told me I should give them a shot, and I did, and they're amazing. So, and that's what I have on here. Tube Screamer, Vox plugin, Silver Sky, with those on there. Now, the biggest thing with me and string gauges is a feel thing. I am not in the camp that bigger strings equal more tone, or I'm just not. I'm in it for a tension thing of like what feels good to bend. Because I'm doing a lot of bends. I'm doing these kind of things all the time. And that tension feels good. I'm trying to keep that tension on every guitar. I have a TV Yellow Special over here that I want to keep the same tension that whenever I'm using this that I have on my Telly, etc. The idea is that whenever I go for this bend, that feels the same on every guitar. And that's important to me because, like I said, I'm doing a lot of bends, so I want to make sure I'm always in pitch. That's very important. I think there are a lot of things where you can notice a bad guitar player is vibrato and how you bend a string. And I think both of those come into effect whenever you're dealing with string gauges. This thing and this. So that's one thing for me. The other thing with guitar strings with me is I murder strings. Except for these. I've noticed that with these and I've noticed that with these nickel strings, and I've always used this, but because I had to, like I'd be changing strings twice a week if I didn't. So I've always used that, and now using this, I was telling my bass player at rehearsal a while back, I was using the same strings for like a month and some change. It was, well, no, it was like 3 months actually. Now I think about it, but that's really unheard of with me. So what I'm gonna do now is I have these strings on here. It's kind of my backups. What I'm gonna do is I am going to do, I don't know, play one of my songs or something like that, or the same passage. I haven't even decided yet. With these, and then I'm going to change the strings, and I'm going to do this. And I want you to tell me what is what. Now, I want to know what you think was what. If you thought the first one was this or the first one was this. Truth be told, I didn't change strings. I didn't do. They're both tens. I kind of just messed with the tones a little. And this is to kind of show a point that if you really thought that I had changed it, it's okay. I've done the same thing with other gear stuff. I think we get wrapped up in the small things way too much. Is there a difference in these two? Yes. Can you hear it? Probably not. The majority of us who's playing guitar or making music cannot hear something on this level. We just can't. It's kind of the same thing that I hear with people where they say that they hear the difference with a guitar pedal but putting a battery in it instead of using a power supply, or certain things are just feel things. It just is. I've been playing guitar I'm almost 30. I started when I was 8. I've been playing for a while, and I don't think I suck, or everybody's been lying to me. And I'm not trying to say that pretentiously or even like with a big head or ego, but there's a lot of stuff I can't hear, and everything that would be picked up with a difference of what string you're using can be changed if you turn a tone knob on a pedal, on your amp, on whatever. So I just don't think it matters. Now, where I do think guitar strings matter, and something like this, is whenever we this is a physical thing. So just like a basketball player having to stretch, or just like anyone else having to do anything, this is a physical act. So we need to like stretch our hands and do certain exercises. I literally, whenever I've been picking up a guitar, I'll just run. I'm a vocalist too, so I'll run that and just run the scale all the way up. Just keep going. But that's a big deal. So whenever I was just telling someone the other day, I've never had to like pick up a guitar and stretch my hands or like warm up, right? I've just been able to pick it up and just go. But here, like within the last year, I can't just pick it up and like do these SRV like circular things. Like that kind of stuff. I haven't been able to just do that cleanly for a while without warming up, which is kind of new for me. But kind of gets where I'm going with this is I think that the older I get, or the older that we get, and if you're a generation above me and you're already feeling this, or there's some truth to this, or if I'm wrong on all of this, like I've said this before, I don't think that my opinion on this is gospel or has to be true. This is just one Nashville guitarist opinion on gear and certain things like that. So if you have a different opinion, please leave it below. But I do think that over time our hands are going to start degrading and start deteriorating, and we'll have to start going down in gauges and just doing things so that we can play longer. If you like use the same tone and you like Stevie Ray Vaughan's like 13 gauge strings, or him playing nines, is there a difference? I'm sure there is, but how much of a difference would actually matter compared to how he's running his drives on each one? How is he putting his EQs? And if he tried to match it on either one, would you be able to tell a difference? Now, there's an argument on if someone will play better with one of those gauges. I don't know. You got to play your pros and cons of that. I think that you may play better with a certain gauge just because you're used to it. I mean, not because it's necessarily easier, just because you're used to it. I've also seen people like they'll practice with heavier gauge and they'll play gigs with like lighter gauge, almost like the donut with a baseball bat. If you've played baseball, you know that idea. But that's my 2 cents with that. If you like content like this, please subscribe. I hate to ask, but it's just the world that we are. I am a Nashville musician and who is making a go for it, I guess. And all my music is out on Spotify, etc. You can find it. I don't know how many more times you'll see me after this if you're not subscribed. So please go check it out if you dig it. And hopefully I will see you next time. I will play you out.